Hi everyone. If you are trying to get pregnant and you're trying to see if you are pregnant, here are 5 things that can help you see if you actually are pregnant. Number 1 is don't panic if you see spotting. This is very common and some women experience this where the implementation bleeding happens about a week after conception actually, and this is where the fertile egg attaches itself to the uterine wall. You could mistake it for a light amount of period, but most times it's not actually your period, and the biggest thing to tell the difference is that it's a bit darker and it's more scarce. It's not as heavy. The second thing is sometimes you might miss your period, and pregnancy is the most common reason, but sometimes there's other reasons such as jet lag, or if you have any kind of severe illness recently, surgery, shock, or a lot of stress can also impact you from having your period. And just to confuse you totally, some women actually continue to have menstrual-like bleeding throughout their pregnancies, which is similar to the first thing that I just mentioned. The third thing to do is after about 2 weeks of ovulation, it's a good time to try taking a home pregnancy test. Anytime sooner might not be the best idea because you might get a false positive. But after the 2 weeks, if you get a positive result, you are most likely pregnant. False negatives are actually very unusual. So if those errors come, they tend to be false negatives. Number 4 goes with my previous point. If you're planning to take a pregnancy test soon, tomorrow, or sometime soon, check the expiry date and make sure you read the instructions because they give you the best idea of when it's best to take the test. So review that before you do your test. Last thing, number 5, is don't rely on certain symptoms like tender breasts, mood swings, spotting, because these are very similar to premenstrual syndrome, so PMS, but don't rely on them. Just take the test to be sure. And these are the top 5 things to keep in mind when you're trying to get pregnant and you want to double check and confirm that you actually are.